Hi, my name is Brian Westergaard, and I'm going to be talking about the introduction of the VCR into the home, and how it subsequently resulted in more choices for the consumer, which was the family. Throughout this essay, when I mention consumer, I'm really talking about the family at the home, because they're the ones who would be utilizing the VHS on their home system. One of the reasons why I chose to do this topic is because I actually grew up with a VCR, and I found it interesting when we covered it during our week. So I wanted to look more into it myself. In this essay, I'm going to be exploring how the VCR gave the family more options for viewing experiences at the home. See, in the days before the VCR, there were a few ways to entertain a family. You would either need to trek out to the local theater, pay for a ticket, or you'd have to compete with your fellow family members for the TV at home, and you'd still be stuck watching whatever program was airing on at the time. And clearly, you could see how issues would arise if there were children and adults within the same household, as everyone would want to see different things. And thus, introducing the VCR, a new way to consume media without the constraints of a theater or any live programming. New concepts such as time shifting changed the game and now allowed kids or adults to watch their programs whenever they had pleased. The VCR was a big shakeup to the industry. At first, businessmen did not see the potential in offering TV content outside of the pre-existing network schedules. And it's actually not hard to blame them, because at first they were really scared that the VHS and the VCR would take over their industry. Something very similar happened with the audio industry several years before, where in 1972, the music industry won the Sound Recording Act, which prohibited the sale of copyrighted music that was made with a personal recording device. With that being said, some were willing to take the risk on this new medium, but they wouldn't dive in head first. They would need to start with a trial run, just that way they knew it would work. And on top of the consumers enjoying it, the production companies would also need to see its profitability. And actually, Paramount was one of the first to attempt this new medium with the release of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. This was an extremely risky investment, and as it came to be, this was a huge success for Paramount. With such successes, it made it easier for adults to buy into the idea. But not only this, adults not only enjoyed themselves with the VCR, but they enjoyed that it kept the children entertained when they otherwise could be causing mischief. This would go on to become one of the leading reasons why the home theater was preferred over the movie theater. Children could watch their favorite videos dozens of times without losing interest, making parents more likely to buy videos for their children than even themselves. And by 1985, children's video was growing faster than any other genre. And on the complete flip side, adults were also seeing the benefits to home VCRs in the form of adult content. By the mid-80s, adult films had actually nearly doubled, which now meant that adults were enjoying from the comfort of their home, which I'm sure was very welcome. And out of all of this, actually, one of the biggest impacts that the VCR left was that we now all individually have more niche films and movies that we can screen within our own home that fulfill our individual needs, whether we're children and want to be entertained, or adults and want to view for pleasure. So clearly, not only did children benefit, but adults as well. And with the availability of home video stores, consumers were able to, quote-unquote, shop around for the film experience that they desired. This favored everyone's interests, as renters would be able to produce a profit, as well as the studios producing a profit, and the consumers at home being able to enjoy whatever they want, really whenever they want. Which is important to reiterate once again that this was not heard of before. Is a concept that is extremely new during this time frame, and families were just now starting to understand the many benefits that VCRs provide, feed their own unique interests, and build as individual people within society. Lastly, one of the final pieces of supporting evidence that the VCR changed the home movie-going experience is now we see all these at-home popcorn brands appear to cater to the at-home theater needs. By no means am I actually saying that the popcorn itself changed the home movie theater experience, but the evolution of the home-going experience was enhanced by the integration of popcorn backwards basically into the home. See, people were still interested in carrying on some of the movie theater traditions for the movie-going experience. So companies created different at-home popcorn solutions to make the home movie-going experience complete. Clearly, due to the introduction of the VCR, we were able to change how our home theater operates. After the advent of the VCR, we can clearly see the changes in the home theater going experience. The VCR gave us the movies that we wanted to see, no matter if we were a child or an adult. In this essay, I showed how the VCR gave the family more options for entertainment across all family members while watching the movies in-home on the VCR. Clearly, due to the introduction of the VCR, we were able to change our home theater. When before, compromises would have had to been made, now everyone can enjoy their own show at their own time whenever they're ready. All in all, the home media watching experience changed after the advent of the VCR.